it's Red Snapper and welcome to the Showgirl's Closet, where today we'll be talking about cleaning and storing your costumes and important garments. Storage time! I'm a big fan of smart storage for costumes. You can see I have boas here in bins so that they don't get crushed. I used to have them in hanging zippered bags, but they would get crushed on the, like, if I add anything else in here, or if one of these larger items shifts, it would crush the boas. So they have dedicated bins, and they can live in those bins nice and fluffy. These big robes all live in bins. Oh, Pepper's hiding behind them, so nobody comes to get her. Amazon came and, well, she has strong opinions. So she is hiding behind the bins. She doesn't feel as bold as she did earlier when Nutmeg was in here. And she's like, oh, I want to be the top dog. Let me on the bin. These bins are great so that the robe, because each robe is heavy, they have a place where they can be and they won't damage hangers. They won't take up crazy space in the closet. And the ostrich trim on one of these boas won't be attacked by moths. For my feather fans, I have a couple of metal cases. I also have some gun cases. I have like a ballistic case for swords, I think, up here that a pair of my fans lives in. You keep them in safe spots where moths won't get to them. You don't want any kind of critters to damage the feathers because feathers are very, very expensive. So take care of stuff like that. Garment bags. Invest in garment bags. You can go with cheap ones like these are pretty inexpensive plastic bags here. There are some that slip over the top that IKEA has. Like, these are not fancy, just plastic to protect them from the elements, to protect them from debris. I do have some nicer cloth, like this is like a pressed cloth, but they're cloth garment bags so that the garments can breathe a little bit and I can keep everything together. I can keep it protected. So I don't know, if the ceiling collapses, it shouldn't. But if the ceiling collapses, act of God, I think is the official insurance term, something that you can't prevent, then your costumes are at least protected from falling debris. And it helps protect them in a dressing room so that, you know, nobody comes in and they accidentally smear lipstick on your costume as they walk through. That you want to take care of that. Make sure that your hangers are sturdy enough for what you have. You can use padded hangers for some things. I like to use thicker, stronger hangers for things that might be a little heavier. Suit jackets. Those hangers need to be a bit sturdier than anything that would hold like this flimsy little nightgown, right? This hanger is fine for a flimsy nightgown. But if I wanted to hang this coat, this is on a wooden hanger because it needs that extra support because it's pretty heavy. So it's worth doing that. Pay attention to what fabrics can crease easily, because if you fold things up, then you may wind up with creases, long-term creases if you fold them for years and years, and then you go back and you're like, oh, whoops. There's a pretty nasty crease in this that I need to knock out before I can perform. You can also add ribbons inside your garments to help alleviate some of that pressure on the hanger so it's not all in one place, or if something is likely to slip off the hanger. Like this has little, I'm impressed that I picked that out so quickly, but it has these that would come to shoulder level, right? So these can be hung onto the little hooks inside the hanger because this tie may not hang it as well, may not hang it so it, you know, it would be just kind of sagging in the middle of the hanger instead of being evenly distributed or more evenly distributed across the thing. Pests are a big thing for costumes because, I mean, how much of the human body is made of bacteria and viruses and all that cool stuff, right? But there are some things that you don't want to have eating your costumes. So having sachets like lavender, or you can do cedar if you're not allergic to cedar. You can put those things in boxes and bins. They also help things smell a little nicer. You could throw a dryer sheet to make something smell a little better. Can't guarantee that it would keep pests away, but you could use it so that things smell nice. You can do a cedar block in, like use cedar hangers or put a cedar block in your closet if you're not allergic. Those are things that you can do to help protect your stuff. We're going to talk about repair and maintenance. So the first thing that I want to talk about here is repair of your garments and repair of your costumes. Sometimes there are repairs that you can't just sit down and do in the moment, or you get home from a show and you realize, oh, I want to replace this costume piece, or the sequins were irritating me. I have opinions about sewing with sequins and wearing sequins on certain parts of my body. I don't want to touch the sequins at all. You might use a hanging tag, right? A little thing that you can drop over your garment bag, or you can do what I've done here. I took a piece of painter's tape. You can see painter's tape peels really, really well. That's part of the joy of painter's tape. But I wrote on the painter's tape with a permanent marker what I want to solve for this Mandalorian costume before my next performance. So like, I want to solve the pasties. I want them to be better. I want to solve the unders, the edge of the gauntlets, and repaint the armor. So I have a little to-do list when it's time for me to break this out and start rehearsing it again. Like, oh yeah, I wanted to do that one thing. Now, if you're really on top of it and don't have 5 million hobbies or obligations or like a day job, whatever, then, you know, maybe you can go through and do daily inventory of your costume stock, or you can write down a repair list. That's what we would do in college, is we'd have like this long list of repair stuff. So when a freshman would come into the costume shop and need to do something, we could be like, great, here, go darn these socks. You give them a small task that they could easily accomplish. So if that's something that you need, you could do that. Or if you've got lots of time to spare and you want to do a really nice long list of everything you need to repair in your whole wardrobe, do that thing. But if you don't have that kind of time, then, you know, just put the labels where they're very obvious and it's easy for you to make those fixes before you break that out for public consumption again. It's also great to keep a sewing kit with you as a performer. I think it's great to keep one with you in life. Tiny scissors, thread, needles, so that you can easily fix things. There are other like quick hacks that you can do. Like you can take one of those twisty ties and remove the outside and thread it through something to secure a button, but know that the ends are hanging off, or, you know, just quick emergency stuff. You could use the swift tatcher to stick two things together, but you're limited by the length between the bulky ends of that little plastic. It's usually like a tag holder. You use it to stick tags and things in retail, but you can also use it for like quick tacking of things. So it's pretty helpful for that. Patch the small holes in things. As soon as you see them, patch them, because you don't want them to become bigger holes. If you need to do reinforcing on the back, great. If you need to cover it with an applique or a patch or something, some kind of embellishment, great. Make the repair first so that there's something for it to grab onto. Some garments have high stress areas, whether they're like pulled tight against your body and you pop them off, or they fit a little differently now than they once did. So those high stress areas, it's worth reinforcing them. Even if it's like one more line of stitching inside the outer line of stitching, give it 2 rows of stitching. If you need to use seam binding and it makes sense for that costume, do that to prolong the life of the thing a little bit more. Pants, when you make pants, like officially I am making pants for real pants. In order to get a really nice fit, you do like one seam and then you do another seam and you just keep making small stitch lines that are maybe 1/8 of an inch away from the last one until you get it to the right point so that it fits your body just right. So that butt seam is so well reinforced by the time it fits you. It is fantastic. So consider running extra rows of stitching on those pressure points. And if you know this is gonna take a licking, like corsets, do 2 rows of stitching. It's just better that way. With embellishments, make sure everything's secure. Check them before you go to the venue. Nobody wants to have a real life Showgirls moment where somebody slips on your bead that fell off. We tend to drip rhinestones when we are on the stage and we do rhinestone costumes. So rhinestones pop off now and again. Check for those missing rhinestones and replace them as early as you see them and there's time for the glue to dry. That's kind of a helpful thing. If you have loose sequins, replace them as early as you can before your performance. If you notice it right before you go on stage, hey, just put a little mental note in there and then jot it down when you get backstage so you don't forget over the course of the evening and you can do it later. Beads, make sure things are secure. If you lose a string of beads, then, tie it off if you can, as long as it doesn't happen when you're in performance. So like if it's beaded fringe, it doesn't continue to leak beads onto the floor. And collect what you can of any embellishments that you drop. But it's better to be sure that it's all in good working condition before you take it onto the stage. So before your act, give your costume a once over before you even go to the venue. Maybe if you take that whole day for prep, be sure everything's okay. If you're doing dress rehearsals ahead of the show at home, make sure everything's okay. And have some kind of idea in mind of how you can fix it if something happens at the venue. So like, can you take a piece of double-sided tape to stick something back in place that's important? Or can you staple something on? Is it something that can be stapled on, and is the fabric okay with those staples? Consider possible solutions if anything happens on the night. You can even hot glue certain things if necessary, or add some very loose stitches if something pops off, because if you perform long enough, chances are something's going to break for you. Okay, so the show is over. You get home. If you're like me, you obsessively unpack as soon as possible, or perhaps like that night or the next morning. So it's great for when the high is coming down from performing or on your recovery day. That is a great time to take stock. You can take any notes from the night before that you jotted down about stuff that was broken. You can list like what needs to be repaired. You can double check everything. How are the zippers? Have I lost any snaps? Is there any loose thread on a snap or a button? Any fraying anywhere? Any stitches that I need to replace while it's still in my mind before I do the cleansing process of, laundering or hand washing, spritzing, sun baking something. You can make sure everything is fixed. And if it's not, and you don't have time to address it right away, that's where you use that tag or that piece of tape or whatever you need to make sure that you get it fixed before the next gig. So those are my big tips for you. You want your stuff to last as long as you want to keep doing the act, or as long as you want to keep wearing that garment. And a little bit of maintenance goes a long way in helping preserve those things. Please be sure to like, subscribe, boop that bell for notifications. Thanks so much to my patrons for the years of support. I appreciate you so much. And do you have any tips for repairs and general costume or garment maintenance that you'd like to share that I haven't covered? I would love to hear from you in the comments. and you will see me next time. Bye.